My name is Brisa Areli Muñoz, and I am the director and the co-creator of Despierta. I have been working as a director in New York City for the past 5 years, both on Broadway and off. I run a theater company as the artistic director, and in some ways this piece feels like the end of a 5-year sprint.
My name is Jose Luis Gomez. I play a lot of roles in the show. I love the fact that I was able to kind of dive into different roles throughout the show, and then, ended in a beautiful note with, singing that last part. Like, that's such a great moment for the entire production, so yeah.
My name is Victoria Rose Cantu, and I'm the musical director of Despierta.
And I'm Diego Alejandro Gonzalez, and I am the choreographer and the associate director of Despierta. This is a story by us, for us, and of us, right? And so we hope that really can speak to the community here, because it is a gift for them, and it is a gift of healing and of hope.
Through everyone's participation in the performance, I feel like it just gives a voice to each individual, but to our region and to the world.
This musical was an opportunity for us to build relationships with members of our community that perhaps we may not have met if we hadn't had this chance to put on an original musical. It was an opportunity to learn more about people's perspectives about the region and about the things that we talk about, but also the things that don't get talked about. And this piece has been so much about grief, but also about feeling. And I feel grateful that we were able to do that together.
It's a little bit overwhelming because you don't know how people are going to take a story like this, that it's original. You hear the names like Freddy Gonzalez, you hear the names like Ansaldúa, but I think it's a learning process when you're in any production. But I feel for this one, because they're so tied into our culture around and where we're from and where we grew up in, I feel like now you can walk out and be like, okay, I know who Ansaldúa is, I know who Freddy Gonzalez is, and they were ingrained in this story.
I've always been a huge fan of Gloria y Ansaldúa. Queer, feminist theorist, all of those things, thought leaders that I really felt connected to, and to have the opportunity to be asked to come on this project and finally have a chance to work on a project that is about honoring her and about honoring her legacy is so special. Believe it or not many people know of Gloria y Ansaldúa, and I feel like that's part of the musical's work, is we're reaching out to people and saying, you also need to know about one of your ancestors, and it's Gloria, one of your spiritual guides here of this land.
I just want to give a little shout out to my mom. She played Abuela. She just retired after 33 years of teaching elementary, and so I'm just really proud of her for joining us and putting herself out there and letting her voice be heard. I think for me, it's just performance and community. I come from a background of choir, but also classical training. And for me, I love collaborating with different types of people through music and through performance. And so that's always been my anchor here, whether it's doing theater, or whether it's doing jazz, whether it's doing opera, whether it's doing open mic nights. You're just gathering with community through performance, and that's my favorite thing ever. So, yeah.
Usually when I work on musicals, there's always a moment where things feel really stressful. And I have to say that this piece, it didn't feel that way. I felt calm the whole way through, perhaps because I knew that we were doing something that was important and doing something that mattered. And I have learned a lot about myself throughout this process and how I want to continue to work and the work I want to continue making and how I want to keep making. And I know that community will always want to be at the center of all that I do in the future.